So Mong is also relatively new overall to the space, and of course is playing on the same characters as similar to what what Pepe did. Now they're already on several different exchanges, and realistically, if you take a look at when this thing was released way back on April 23rd. So this is, as far as memes are concerned, this is one of those that took a little bit of time to ramp up. Now, to be fair, Shib took a long time to ramp up, months before it actually took off. Right? They started to build their community, and and they built it well and had a solid base, and they had liftoff. I feel like Mong did this rather quickly, all things considered. If I were to go ahead and just very briefly, or very quickly rather, pull up the chart as well, you'll see. Let me just get this bad boy up. You'll see that this thing has already had liftoff, and liftoff initially started back May 1st, and then there was a retracement, and then say on the 5th, 4th, 5th, may the 4th be with them as well. It rose. Now, there was a retracement just like most memes do. And I think you're probably starting to see that in the Gen Coin project as well. Retracements will happen. Now the question is, like Pepe, will there be a secondary lift or a third or fourth? They got to keep the momentum going, and I think they did that in part by getting onto very specific exchanges. I can tell you that the TG space is very active, and from my standpoint, I'm seeing a lot of chatter on Twitter, which, if you know me, this is kind of one of my main sources of crypto social media identifiers as to what's hot, what's not. So I think that Mong overall is another one of those that is it's just it's a meme. I mean, there is no utility. Um, there's low taxes. This has zero taxes on, well, buy sell. Um, Now there's some NFTs that they're starting to bring out there, and you can check those out on OpenSea. In fact, let me just pull this up here.
So they're selling NFTs. Okay.
They are now. So, right, they've already taken next steps,
The
right,
rewards.
and they're moving pretty quickly. So, if we were to go ahead and just check some of these guys out, let me know. Let me see here.
See,
Change.
this is what's cool. Like with some certain projects, these are like some of the signs where they have a plan, right? If their project takes off, they got something, for the next phase. Some are just like they're just going off on the whim, and when if it blows up, they have nothing else going on, and that's when it just drops dead.
Well,
Um,
and think about this now. Now we saw when Mong came out, right? And they've got quite a few of these things. Now, I find it interesting though to see that this actually was created back in January.
okay.
So I don't want to say that they were actually they weren't necessarily putting the cart before the horse on this one. I think that what they were doing was they may have actually been one of the few that I've seen with kind of a reverse utility. Whereas they're starting with some product and then they're creating a token based off of it. I
Mm,
find that strange, don't you? I mean,
yeah. It is
right?
strange, but hey, when that's how some people like succeed. Like, when everyone zigs, you zag
Boom.
going against the grain.
There it is.
That's some of the recipe for being successful. So yeah, I like that. I like that play.
Yeah.
Reversal.
Oh,
Utility reversal.
utility
Mm.
reversal. I wonder what's next. And if these guys are playing it the way that they have been, I wonder if they already probably have what the roadmap looks like next. You know, now taking a look at the website though, it doesn't really. I'm not seeing too much about next steps. Now, I feel like in part that's the play. You kind of want, you don't need to, you kind of work in darkness, right? You kind of build in the dark and then you release. And Apple was very, very famous for doing that, right? They were building and then boom. It's great presentation on what next steps looked like. And these guys may be doing the same thing.
Yeah. It makes me really think, wow, like if they came out during the bull run when everything was really popping, um, they would have been really, really popping because NFTs really some of these NFTs that doesn't have utility is basically another form of meme coins, right? It's just on the NFT platform.
Yeah.
So now they have that combination where which one is going to gather traction for them, visibility wise. So it looks like okay, the meme project is gaining momentum, and then boom, say okay, well now we have holders, we have we're building our community. Well, hey, community, check us out. We have a mechanism that you can earn NFTs or you can purchase NFTs. Um, it's just like anybody. Like if I'm a fan of a indie band, I'm gonna buy their merch because I like their music. You're gonna follow them. So yeah, you gotta think outside of the box to keep your community engaged. So they can stick around a longer time, and that imparts some mechanism for sustainability.
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, and I find it interesting that um, they also lock. Looks like they're locking about 82%. Let me
Okay.
go ahead and let me pull up Dex again here because Dex Tools actually tells us these days. It tells a heck of a lot more of what's going on and what to look out for, and I love that about Dex Tools. Thank you, Dex
Hmm.
Tools, for trying to protect the community and overall get us the information that we need to make a sound judgment on whether or not a token is a rug or a honeypot. But in fact, to quote these folks here, Mong Coin, right? No taxes, no honeypot, no rugs, just vibes. Boom.
I like that.
Yes, sir. So
I like
let's see
that.
here now. We take a look here. It talks about tokenomics. Let me go ahead and pull this up.
Liquidity lock.
Yeah,
Okay.
liquidity lock. But so even when you take a look at Dex Tools here, they currently have a total liquidity of 2.4 million, which in the long scheme of things is not much. But if you click on that, now this is saying 99.3 33 locked liquidity for 101 years.
Okay.
But I find it interesting though that they do have a breakdown for 82% of that is liquidity pool. And I'm wondering if it's the 82% liquidity that is 100 or 99% locked. Kind of a play on words, but it makes sense because otherwise, how are they getting the rest of the kind of built-in tokenomics in place, right? Because let me go ahead and pull this back up, and it talks a little bit more about the tokenomics. And I find it interesting that the sex liquidity pool is 420,
There you go.
4.20%.
It's 6.9 again.
But I feel like
Man.
sex liquidity pool should have been 6.9% as opposed to Mongs NFT, which is 6.9%. I don't know. It just feels like it feels right. to have sex liquidity pool at 6.9% versus the
Yeah.
420. I feel like art has that for 20%, but I'm sure they did the math and it probably is in their benefit. Marketing is also 6.9% that goes out. Now, again, I'm kind of curious to see how they're getting this, but I feel like it mostly comes from the NFT rewards, not necessarily the purchase of the token. Because when you take a look again at the tokenomics of the coin itself, they're touting 0% buy sell. So this one, again, seems like they're working very closely with the Pepe community. And for me, I feel like
Hmm.
that is my meme coin project of the week.